Add black gram in the jar till 0.25 mark. Add approximately 5 tablespoons of water. After adding the water, press on the pre-programmed button that says frozen ring. Watch how it starts to grind from inside out. As soon as the grains on the center have started to grind well, all the grains on the rim of the jar start to drop into the well and they also start grinding. When this happens, we know that we have added the right amount of water to the mixture. When you can see no full grain of black gram, then you know that the first round of grinding is completed. The motor will stop running after some time. For the sake of this video, I will call this as a cycle. Press the frozen rings button once again to start the next cycle. Since I have not measured the amount of water that I am adding every time, there are 4 types of things that can go wrong. One is adding little water, one is adding very little water, then more water, and huge quantity of water. I'll tell you what to do when these 4 types of things happen. Next is checking the consistency. You don't want to feel any type of grain. While checking the consistency, I found out that the batter was really thick. See, if I pour the water, it stays on top. So I add some water and then start grinding again, and then I check on the consistency. This time it feels good, so I'm going to take it out and pour it into the mixing oven. Then I start adding some more black gram into the cup. Add the water which has ice cubes in it. Notice a piece of ice has fallen into the jar. This is not good, so make sure that there is no ice that is falling into the jar. When the ice has fallen into the jar, we don't know how much water we have added. Now it's time to test the consistency of the mix. Looks good, so pour it in the mixing bowl. Starting with rice now. Add water and start the cycle as usual. This time I'm adding a lid. Lid reduces the sound and also reduces the splatter. Rice is heavier than black gram, so it sinks. You can only see a part of it. Notice this time how I've added lots of water, lots and lots of water. This is how it looks when you add lots of water. When the water content is high, all you have to do is let it grind for some more time. This will take care of the extra water. In spite of adding extra water, we ended up with a consistent mix. So we can see that water still floats on top. As of now, I have covered 3 types of scenarios. The only one scenario that I haven't covered is when there is too much of water. When there is too much water, you cannot do anything. You just have to move on. Try to grind as much as possible, then just pour it into the mixing bowl. Hope everything is okay then. After some heavy grinding, the jar has been covered with the batter, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit so I can see what's happening inside. This is one of the uses of having a glass jar. You can see the contents of the jar while it's grinding. Same as usual, add some water, then start the cycle. I have had many a times temptation to keep my hand into the jar to check the consistency while it's grinding, but don't do that, it's a disaster. This is the last round of rice for me. It should give me 48 idlis when I have finally completed the batter. Takes me around 45 minutes for the whole process to complete. In order to clean the jar, first open the blades at the end of the jar so you don't hurt yourself. Then add 2½ teaspoon of salt to the whole mixture. Notice the level of the mixture in the bowl. You can compare this with the level of the batter after it has raised. The mixing should be thorough. You need to wipe the batter from all the corners. This is how the batter looks after a day. Look how it has raised. You can definitely see the texture, and this is what we want. If the room temperature is normal from 70 degrees Fahrenheit or somewhere around the mark, then you can keep the batter outside. Otherwise, you need to keep it in the conventional oven. Only then it will rise.